Top drum on the laddies, my name is Chaz, and welcome to the custom card reviews. So, there's a lot of custom cards, but I only will pick my favorite ones this time, okay? So, let's do, how about Dark Fiends monsters this time? So, and sorry if I'm seeing or here a little bit off. I just woke up from my slumber, so okay. So this is Dark Fiend Avion. Same thing as Avion, but without effect, and it became a tuner. And it gains this, or like its name is treated as elemental hero Avion on the field or graveyard. It's trying to match a theme with it, so when this card is normal or special summon, you can add 3 cards from your deck to your hand. And if you do, or if, sorry, if this card is used for Synchro Fusion X Roy Z or Link with a monster or monsters, and it gains this effect for once per turn. This card attacks twice or 3 times in battle, and all cards effects can't be activated before or after damage calculation. So, if someone was trying to use Mirror Force, they couldn't use Mirror Force. Okay? And then, if this card is sent to the grave, you can special summon this card to your field in the defense mode from your graveyard by discarding 2 cards from your deck and treated them as a discard cards. Okay? Dark Fiend Mask of Darkness, or Dark. Some of these treat their names as like their counterpart things. So, if your opponent uses a normal or special summon to her field by bat or before summoning, you can reveal this card to negate that summon, and then this card is normal summon to your opponent's field in defense mode, and this card can't be used for anything else. And if this card is sent to the grave, you can special summon this card to your field in the set mode. And if this card is flipped, you can add all cards from your graveyard and banish them to your deck and shuffle it. And then this card gains 1000 defense points for each card from your deck by this effect. You can only, but this one is like install card thing, worst one. Dark Fiend Seed of Madness. It's a lot better than this one. So this one, it allows us to, or if your opponent uses Ritual Fusion XYZ. Hold on, I had. Okay. If your opponent uses Ritual Fusion, Synchro XYZ, or Link, summon a monster. Before summon, you can reveal this card to negate that summon and destroy it, and then this card is normal summon to your opponent's field instead. And this card can't be used for anything else, and it can't attack. If this card is sent to the graveyard, the owner of this card from the field can add all cards from their field, or from their hand and graveyard, to the deck and shuffle it. And then this card is special summoned to your field in attack mode, and if you do, it can take control of one monster from your opponent's extra deck to your field in attack mode. But its effects are negated until 3 turns are up. After it that monster gets returned to the opponent's extra deck. And then this card gains that monster's attack and defense. So basically, if you're playing, or if you're using these cards, like using like in the deck thing, my best option for you was to use him. Or reason why he gets created is because no one thinks about how to like negate those kinds of card of things summoning. So then, plus taking control of a monster from the extra deck is pretty powerful too. And it, like, say if you were playing against a five-headed dragon card, I forget its name. Five-headed dragon. And deck, and you activate this card. And you negate the summon, and you can summon that monster to your opponent's field. It doesn't do nothing. And then, now moving on. Dark Fiend Calling. There's 3 spell cards for this archetype. Dark Fiend Calling is one of those 3 spell cards. When this card is activated, you can use a Dark Fiend monster from your deck or hand to the grave to ultimate XYZ summon one harness of Dark Fiends from your extra deck, and all the XYZ materials from the graveyard goes added to that card's summoning condition, and if this card is negated by a card effect, you can inflict 4,000 damage. and slide points, and it's his card. And this card is sent to the grave, or sent to the hand instead of a grave. And if this card was negated by the card effects, if this card is in. So basically, this card's like summoning her by using any materials, and then because their effects will be added to her effect. So basically, she would have a long card text thing. And so then this one, Dark Fiend's Night, this card, I don't know what was going through my head, but this card becomes Dark Fiend Knight, Queen, Jack, and Queen, Queen, Jack, and, or King, Queen, Jack, Knight on the field or graveyard. And this one is literally like special summon the Dark Fiend Magician Girl. Where is she? She's right here. So summons her. You could, or she can. It's the optional card. Summon him. That brings out two more. It's a like swarming thing. Or blue or dark or blue eyes Dark Fiend Dragon. So each one of them has their unique abilities. So that's what the Dark Fiend archetype is. It's based off of Dark World, but instead of having to discard the random cards, you can discard 2 cards. So, and you might be curious, what the heck's that card? The one that, no, right next to the monster, and that's called Darkness Puppet Strings and XYZ. Darkness XYZ. Both of these two summons Ultimate, and then we get the other one's name. And because that one brings him out, and then the other one brings out the ultimate, and both of them have unique effects. And all these top ones, like all these monsters, can be like used as their like counterparts, or some of them use their other counterparts. And if this card, or if these cards mixed with Dark World, they can basically be overpowered. Like how much advantage that you could pull off is insane. And before we go, it's already like what? On my there's two cards that I wanted to share with you. So someone told me a name of a Yu-Gi-Oh card that I was gonna create thing, or I was created some other Yu-Gi-Oh card, but ends up creating this one, the Crazy Carol Pokemon Trainer. Here we go. And it's a warrior, and like you can add cards instead of normal draw phase or once per turn. If this card is tagged, like it's all this crazy stuff. And this one, Payday's Goblin, is a anti-support for Upstart Goblin, because it says you can only activate this effect if a player activates Upstart Goblin. You can send one card from your deck to the grave to negate that card effect, and then you draw 4 cards from the top of your deck to your hand, and then you gain 4,000 life points for once per turn. If this card is in your graveyard, and you can banish it, will make your opponent send half of his or her own deck to the banish zone. So basically, this card is pretty wacko tobacco thing. And so and now let's do this one. Plan of copy of Dark World. So this has like some so then and this one, don't worry about it. It's just a planet one. Like you can pick any cards. So now the Dulogs, Lord of the Spiders. And speaking of Dulogs, I can, and if you share this video with everyone, so, and this one has like in the Dulogs, if you're listening, make sure you are prepared. And so But now this card is like, it takes one fire tuner and one or non-tuner things. Like when this card is synchro, you can like select any number of cards from your deck or graveyard or redstone to your field, and if this card attacks or is attacked by your opponent before damage calculations, you can activate one of these effects for once per turn. Negate all card effects from your opponent's field and hand. Destroy all cards from your opponent's field, and then you draw cards of destroyed cards, and then this card can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. So, like, with so many spider support, and plus when he did the law of the normal custom cards thing, this card does great in all those decks, so that have like fire type monsters in it. So then that's basically it. So now goodbye. See you later.